Hi, I'm Katie Farner, Star Director. It's the first time I've gotten to say that. For the Sunshine State Superstars. And you're watching my Week in My Shoes series. And in this series, I take you through a week's worth of my activities so you can see the things that I do to work my business. You're joining me on week 33. And week 33 began Sunday, September 13th. So on Sundays, I typically work. I typically don't work. I typically spend time with my family or friends, unless somebody really wants a party that day or I have an event. But for the most part, I try to take Sundays off. This Sunday, I took it off for the most of the day. I did end up private messaging with someone who was referred to me about the business opportunity. So I had done an event the weekend prior, to September 13th. And one of the consultants who was across the way from me is somebody that I've done some events with in the past. She knows obviously that I sell Scentsy. I'm focused on Scentsy. And she and I, chatted all weekend or whatever. And she apparently was scrolling through her Facebook newsfeed and she saw that someone wanted information on the Scentsy business opportunity. So she tagged me in the post. So I was super grateful for that. I went ahead and sent a private message to the girl who was looking for a Scentsy consultant and sent her a private message, chatted with her for a few minutes, and then set up a time to talk to her on the phone. Because as I've shared with you guys before, that is always the first thing I try to do is get them on the phone or meet up with them in person, because that's when you're going to have the best connection opportunity. And so I got on the phone with her, we chatted, and sure enough, she decided to join, and she did join. So I have been meaning to, and I need to do this, send Cheryl a little gift in the mail as a thank you for referring that recruit to me. Because you always want to reward your referrers. Otherwise, they're not going to continue to do it. As it's not as likely that they're going to continue to do it as if you were giving them a reward. I always say what gets rewarded gets repeated, and the same goes for rewarding people who help support your business. So I private messaged with her that day, and I ended up having the phone call with her at 8 o'clock that night. Something else I did for my business that day is I created all of my parties in the workstation. You might not know this, but the workstation pending orders tab will hold all of your open parties for up to 90 days from the date you created it. So the date that you set for the party date and time really doesn't matter. What does matter is when you create it. After 90 days, it will automatically delete any of those pending orders that have not been closed out previously by you. So all of my parties that I have booked from now, September through November, are all in my workstation. It just kind of helps me keep organized and remember what I have coming up in case I don't have my calendar right in front of me. So Monday, September 14th, this was a busy day. I had a meetup with a basket party hostess to collect her basket party. Her basket party was about $250 in PRV, so that was a nice little basket party. And then that evening is when I had my event that I do 2 Mondays a month in the Villages. But during the day, kind of in between all of that stuff, I prepped for my event. I did all of I started gathering all of the things for the August promotional postcards. I went to the post office. I created all of my Facebook events for my upcoming home parties or Facebook parties. And I did frontline welcome postcards. So I do welcome to the team postcards and include a magnet that says, welcome to the Sunshine State Superstars. But it got to be too demanding doing it for the whole group, so now I'm only doing it for my frontline. And so at that evening I had the Villages. So the Villages is a town here in Central Florida, northern Central Florida, and it's a 55 plus community, retired community, and it's huge. It's literally its own town. It has its own zip code, and they have different town squares throughout the community. And in one of the town squares, myself and another Scentsy consultant share that. So she does 2 Mondays a month and I do 2 Mondays a month. And so that was my Monday night. So I have a 10 by 10 spot and I set up my little Scentsy display and sell cash and carry. we are able to do that within policy now again. So we started back up on that. So I'm super happy to be back up there. So I went up there at 3 o'clock to set up, and then the event runs from 5 till 9. So that was Monday. And then Tuesday, I texted with a potential recruit that I met in the Villages the night prior. So the night prior, I had a young girl, probably mid-20s, come into my booth, and she was talking to me, and she asked me if I was local. And I said, I am local. I said, why do you ask? Are you thinking about doing a party? And she was like, no, I'm thinking about doing the business myself. So I was like, oh, great. Let me get your information, and we can talk more about that. And I gave her a possibility packet, because I always keep possibility packets on me. So I gave her a possibility packet, and if you don't know what that is, search YouTube for possibility packets. I've got a video on that. So I texted her to follow up about her possibility packet, and we set up a time to talk on the phone. I also texted with a potential recruit, because we talked about the business, and she had told me that it wasn't something that they could afford at this time, the starter kit cost. So I talked to her about a fundraiser party and how that would work. If you don't know how to do that, watch my video it's called Offering Starter Kit Cost Solutions or something like that. So we had talked about doing a fundraiser party, and she wanted to talk to her husband. So I texted with her to check in, and sure enough, her husband was on board, and so we set up a fundraiser party, which I'm actually going to right after I finish this video. Oh, wait. And then at 5:30 that evening, I had a call with one of my new frontline to do launch party training. That day, I also did some monthly projections and did research on Annual Mentor for myself and people in my frontline to see who's on path for Annual Mentor or Annual Sales Awards. Wednesday, September 16th. I was bad and didn't take very good notes. I just made notes about who I needed to send invitations to, what hostesses I needed to send out invitations to, and how many. So I did that day. Thursday, September 17th. I did a Facebook post in our team Facebook page about encouraging the team to connect with other people within our organization. Now, just because I say, oh, I did a Facebook post about such and such, I post in the team Facebook page daily, multiple times a day, but I make note of the ones that seem to make some impact and seem to be really helpful. So I did something about connecting with other team members and tried to get people to buddy up and kind of create accountability buddies. So I did I did a post that was really helpful for my sales, actually, and that was the pumpkin craze post. Basically just giving them ideas of what fragrances they can mix to order a 6-pack of bars and end up with, way more than just 6 fragrances. I congratulated all of the Sensational Start earners for August and a Facebook post. And I checked the Essential Consultant I checked my reports for all of my frontline who were essential consultants who are close to certified and sent them text messages. Some of them I even posted on their Facebook page. If they were like $50 or less shy of certified, I would post something on their Facebook page like, oh, help so-and-so out. She's only $6 away from her first Scentsy promotion, or things like that. Because there are literally people who are $6 away from that promotion. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you end up being only $6 away? Add $6 onto your party. But anyway, let's see. I created my Facebook events for my Facebook party and my upcoming home parties that I have booked. Let's see. At 4 o'clock, I had that call with that potential recruit from the Villages, but she did not answer, and we rescheduled that call. Because if they don't answer, don't get discouraged. Just leave a sweet message saying, hey, if now doesn't work, it's totally fine. Just text me and we'll set up a time to reschedule. Don't like burn the bridge just because they didn't answer the call. Maybe something came up. So always be quick to just be sympathetic and reschedule. At 5 o'clock, I delivered to a local customer who lives a few minutes away from me, who I always deliver to her because she's a great customer. Friday, September 18th, I did home party preparation. I called my hostess for my Saturday party, and I organized my office. Scheduled things, let's see. I had a 1 o'clock call with one of my new frontlines to do launch party training. So this was the call when we are actually training on how to run the party. He's watched the videos to prepare, and then we discuss. Let's see, 2 o'clock, I had a call with a brand new frontline. This was her welcome call, getting to know her, getting her started on her first steps, like creating her list of 100 and setting a launch party date. At 3 o'clock, I Skyped with one of my frontline in Canada, and I love Skyping with her because she is such a go-getter and always just taking initiative. I just absolutely adore talking with her. So I had that at 3 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, I met with a customer at Starbucks to do a meetup. I don't know if meetups are part of your business, but I love doing my meetups. You know, if somebody's like, I want to smell what's new, and they live in my town, I schedule a meetup with them. We meet up at Starbucks, grab a coffee or a tea or whatever, and we discuss, you know, what's new, and I show her the catalog and let her smell the scents. And then they place a random order that I add to another party that I'm closing. And I closed a party order that evening. Let's see, so Saturday, September 19th, I had a 2 o'clock home party that day. So prior to my party, I did my Warmer of the Month video for October. I performed the editing on that video and uploaded that video. Every month I do a Warmer of the Month video for my customers. It's important to show them and describe the scents in more than just a photo. Anytime you can do video, you're going to get much more interest. So I made that video and uploaded that video. I also made a video for you guys, for other consultants, called Getting Your Host to Set Party Dates. Because my conversation previously the day before with the Canadian team member that I was talking about inspired me to do that training. So I made that training for you guys because I know that's a common issue, people getting their people to set dates. So I made a video to help you guys out with that. And I did my home party prep. And my home party was at 2 o'clock, and it was awesome. It's another one of those examples of you can have a party where 15 people show up and it's a bomb, and then you can have a party where 6 people show up and it's amazing and rockin'. And that's how that party was Saturday. Saturday the 19th, my party at 2 o'clock was amazing. There were 6 people who showed up. I didn't book any, oh, no, I lie. I did book one home party, but it's not till November. But I booked one home party, and it was $600 or $650 in PRV. It was a great party. Each person spent a significant amount. So it was a really wonderful party, great group of ladies. It was a lot of fun. So that is the ending to week 33 of A Week in My Shoes. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for watching this series. I hope that through this series you're getting ideas and you're seeing, okay, it's not rocket science to work your business. It's just consistency in your efforts and doing something every day to post on social media, move your business forward, doing something every single day, even if it's small. Small, consistent acts are going to lead up to big, positive results. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.